All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the Pleasure Dome, and welcome back to the project. What TF? The beautiful little MG that is running sweet. Or she was. She's running really rough at the moment. You'll have seen the video I did when I went down to Cheddar Gorge. That went really well, but I think that my O2 sensor has given up on me, and she won't tick over well at the moment. She's which is not great. So we need to get that sorted. So I've got a new O2 sensor and I've got a new fuel filter. So let's get those fitted. Welcome back. My name's Craig and I'm exhausted. So if you saw my Cheddar Gorge video, there's a few shots in that where the engine was just sounds really chuggy, and it was particularly low revs. It wasn't ticking over well, wouldn't accelerate well, and there was a few bits where I was really hesitating, and once I actually had to pull over, although I didn't get that on film. I'm just going to give it a quick start and see if I can get it to do what it's been doing so you can have a listen. Right, so it'll start easy enough. The engine warning light's on. I think that's going to be the O2 sensor, the pre-cat sensor. So I've got a new one of those to put on. I've already done that job, but yeah, maybe not the best. And now she's going to start to struggle, and I think she's probably going to stall. She's going to stall? No, she's fighting it. She's fighting it. Oh. Yeah, she doesn't know what she's doing. Right, so as soon as I turned the camera off, she stalled, yeah, so she's not well at all at the moment. So I've got a fuel filter, we're going to put that on. I don't think that's going to be the cause of the problem, but that won't have been changed probably throughout her life. So she's nearly 100,000 miles now, so we're going to get that changed anyway, so that'll be good. And then I've got a new O2 sensor, pre-cat O2 sensor. You'll have seen in my earlier video when I changed it, and that was a struggle at the time. I got the wrong one, so I got the wrong connector. Same number of wires, so I spliced it in. It was a soldered joint, and it runs past the manifold. A few comments about running past the manifold, that's not going to last long. Might very well be true, so we're swapping that out, so hopefully that will solve the problem. But first, let's just run those codes and see what the engine's saying. Right, we're just going to plug this OBD2 sensor back in. It's just a cheap thing from eBay, and have a quick look at this code, yeah? Right, it's a bit fiddly. It's down under here with the fuse box, under the dash. That just slides in. Pop that back up. So I often leave that plugged in. There's no harm in leaving it there, and keeps it out of the way so I don't lose it. And the codes always come back on these bloody things, so it's good to have it in place. So you can just bloop it in the app and get these codes turned off. Right, let's get started up and show what we've got. Right, so we're paired with the app. Let's have a look at the fault codes, scan that. Bank 1, sensor 1. Is bank 1, sensor 1, as predicted. So a quick look on the map, on the graph. Line, select axis. So you can't photo code with this sensor. Don't look. Okay. And then this is what? Press play. So bearing in mind this should be oscillating between 0 and 1. 0 and 1, and it's not doing anything really, is it? It's just hanging around 1.1 volts. So the sensor's not picking up anything at all. Deader than dead. So that's definitely the problem. Yeah, let's get this changed. All right, let's get back under there with this thing again. Right, so I've got a loose. Generally, I need to get my adjustable in there and then get her out. Don't think it'll come out by hand. Oh, it's slightly moving, but it's just so tight in there to get out. Right, I'll put you down until I get it out. I'm back in a minute. Right, got her loose, got her out. Let's pull her out on the top and change her out. Right, so she clips in here, doesn't she? So what I've done is just put some paracord on the bottom bit, so I'll unclip that and pull it out. Right, so we've got that off, and then seriously. There we go. Bit of turning, bit of twizzling, and We're out. We've got the paracord as well, good. Right, so we've got the old and the new, right length. Right size. So just want to cut this cap back on to protect it while we're doing this. So feed that back down the hole. It came out of. Okay. Turning it and twisting it. One thing is going. Yeah. Let's pop underneath. Let's just get it screwed in at the bottom. Get the cap off. And the paracord can come off as well. What you're going to do now is just, it's going to screw into the exhaust, isn't it? So you've got to, when it's outside the exhaust, turn it the other way to twist the wire. And then when you screw it back into the exhaust, the wire will untwist. Right. So I've got it screwed in. And it's definitely in the right way, not cross-threaded or anything. Because I can unscrew it a little bit and it still stays in. Okay, but it's getting quite difficult as I go in. So I'm going to squirt a tiny bit of penetrant on it to give me a bit of lube. So hopefully it'll go in a little bit easier. But it's tricky. The access is tight with these tools, right? Because of the sump. Slipping off the nut. Yeah, definitely going in now. Nice. Right, cool, yeah. Right, I fitted it, connected it back up, so let's start her up. The engine warning light will still be on, but will it tick over okay? And then we'll clear that warning light, yeah? That sounds better. That sounds good. Right, I'm going to have a look at the engine warning light, clear that, and then look at the graph again to make sure we're getting the right messages on the sensor. But given it's taking over like this now, I think there will be. Magic. Right, where are we? Scan for codes. Okay, yeah, I know what that is. Clear code. Yep, engine warning light's just gone off. Great. Go to graphing. This one, as we were before. O2 sensor. Okay, press play. Here we go. Yeah, oscillating. Between 0 and 1 ish. Not quite down to 0, but it's doing exactly what it should be doing. Yeah, lovely. Magic. And that's resetting itself. No issues. Great stuff. Right, so the fuel filter is down in there. Right, access isn't much better. Is that off? Oh, I've not had that clipped in, have I? So that needs to be redone. Okay, you can see it down there. So I need to take the air filter box off to get access. Great. Right, that's off. Unclip those. Unclip those. How do I? How do I? How's this coming? Where's the rest? Oh, that's just come off. Okay, put that back on. And then come back. Come back. Okay. I mean, the air filter is still fine. It's fine. Right. So now we've got access to the fuel filter. Right, so there's a quick release fitting at the top just here. So I'll push that in and pop that out. And on the other side, there's a bolted connection. So I need to just use two wrenches to get that undone. So I've got some rags underneath this. Pop off the quick release and I'll undo the bolted connection. Right, pop that. That should, it's gone loose on the pipe work, but it's not been taken off forever. So you push this black bit into the orange bit and then the whole thing should just pull off. Indeed it does. A little bit of fuel comes out, but nothing significant, so we'll leave that rag there. But then on the other side I've got this bolted connection here, so I need to just put a wrench on the bigger one, spanner on the bottom one. I think that's a 14mm spanner on the bottom one, and undo that and it should just come straight out. I've got my wrench and then my spanner to make sure we get these going the right way. We don't want to be careful that we don't break the pipe work anyway. That should go. Oh god! That is on there tough. Oh yeah, there we go. Right, got that off. Hopefully we can do that by hand now. Yeah, let's get it out by hand. Oh, where's my rag? The fuel coming out of that, obviously, because it's going to have a lot of fuel in it. I'm sure I can undo it and put the rag in it. So, that's okay, loose. Good. And that should just go straight out. Yeah, okay, cool. Look, we're leaking a bit. Put your finger over this one, and then you can hold it up like this. And then we're just gonna. Oh, I still struggle with this petrol can. Come on, raise it up. Just gonna pop that in there. Just reaches. Empty it. Still coming out slowly. Right, that's gone through. Cool. Yeah, mine. This has got Rover written on it, so I don't think this has ever been replaced. There's not a date on it or anything. No, there's no date on it, but I think that's original, so good to get a new one on. We just need to get this pipe off, put it on the new one, and pop the new one back in. So it's quite straightforward. All right, let's just make sure we've got the right one before we start taking pipes off. Yeah, this is a Bosch one, so it should be a good job. Now, so these nuts are attached to the filter itself, and they're definitely attached on this one. So it's only aluminium, so you've got to be really careful you don't start turning those and tear the aluminium. Oh god, it's in tight, I tell you, wow. What is that? That's the old galvanic corrosion or something. Ah, okay. Okay, we're out. Good. So I need to make sure I've got the flow in the same direction. This was attached in there, so it's going to go in there. They both say flow on them, so make sure you're getting the right way around. And then again, nip it up. It doesn't have to be overly tight. Well, I just went back to the video to check that I had this the right way around, which I do, so it's worth checking if you lose track. Right, so got to put the quick release connection on first because this nut is fixed to the filter, so I can't put the union on first. So I put the union on and start. I won't be able to turn this, will I? So you put the quick release on first. Okay. Push that black bit in. Okay, that's on. And then the filter goes into this housing, so it's plastic and it's a tight fit to keep it in place. So you kind of push it in. So that's just gone in. Feels a bit unnatural to push it in that hard, but it does go in and it's in. And then the pipe goes in that little holder there to make sure you got it in the right place, so this doesn't start wanging around. Okay. And then in here, you just see the union there. And it's pushed back in there, screwed in. I won't be able to show you this because it's too tight. And then tightened up. So it's always nice when you've got a good thread engagement and you've not got the wrong bloody thread form. So that's in, just tighten it up and we're done. I've got my wrench on. And again, it doesn't have to be tight, guys. It's aluminium, don't forget. So just nip it up, nice and gentle. That's all on, cool. Now we can just turn it on, let the fuel pump prime, check there's no leaks before we start it. And when I say turn it on, I mean just turn the ignition on, not start the engine. Oh yeah, that's leaking. Yes, that's not that. I've just nipped it up. Let's try it again. And on. What are we doing there? Any leaking? What's it saying? Ignition's definitely on. Right, so go on. Ignition's on, so there's nothing there, nothing there. Now I'm not letting up, there's nothing there either. Oh, there's a drip. I saw a drip. It's still leaking. It needs a touch more. You're really careful, don't over tighten it, because I'm going into aluminium, so just needs a touch more without doing any damage. Okay. Let's try that. Give that a bit of wipe. Oh, still coming. Slightly weeping. I'm getting quite a little comfortable now about this. I don't want to keep tightening this up. Right, if you're not sure what's going on, grab some tissue, because your tissue will get wet and you can see it. You can't necessarily see it on the rag. So just giving that a wipe. There's definitely nothing significant coming out, right, at the moment, but has it stopped weeping is the question. Bit of wetness there. So what I'm going to do is get a real dry bit now. I'm just going to pop that in there, hold it around it for 10 seconds. Have a look what's going on. I don't know with these, because it's an aluminium interface with the union, if you have to turn it such that you deform the aluminium to create a seal. I'm not entirely sure, but just very mindful. If I strip those threads, then we'll just game over. Put the old one back on, it'd be a nightmare. It's a tiny, tiny bit, but there's that residual from what's left from previous. Let's give it a good wipe. I wasn't expecting this to be like this. Right. Okay, surely. Oh dear. Okay. Okay, we're back in the game. Good. That was a bit troublesome. Right, that's a new one of those on. Yeah, definitely needed changing. And we're not leaking, so that's good. Yeah. Yeah. And last but not least. Yeah. Okay. Right guys, so fuel filter done, O2 sensor done. It's been ticking over for about 45 minutes now, so it's nice and warmed up. I've just been putting the engine cover on and finishing up and tidying up. So we're going to give it a quick spin, give it some beans and see how she feels. Nice. Pulling all the way up. 6,500, 7,000 revs. Sounds great. Feels good. We're back in the game. That fuel filter's got to help. And that O2 sensor's certainly going to do the business. Right, turn around. Right, a couple of cars. $60, boom. Yeah, she's quick. She's good. She sounds awesome. Certainly back, aren't we? Guys, well, another job done. Brilliant. So she's not running rough anymore. She's running sweet and really sweet. That's fantastic. And she's looking great. I'm getting towards the end of this project now. Now, I was contemplating selling this car, but I can't do that just yet because I've been losing coolant for a little while, probably about a millilitre a mile. So I do 300 miles, I've lost 300 millilitres, etc., etc. So wondering where that's going, not noticed anything. Bought a new cap, that didn't solve it. So I've been keeping an eye on it, still going down. I've been keeping an eye on the oil, and that's been looking fine. I'm getting no other symptoms at all until I've just checked the oil again, and it's looking a bit mayo-y in there, so on the dipstick. So it looks like I need to get back in there and get the head gasket done, which isn't a problem, won't take me long. Got to get the cam belt back off. It's going to be a nightmare. Actually, don't have to get it off, do I? Just have to get it out of the way, which isn't too bad, so I don't need to undo that, undo those bolts again. Anyway, thinking out loud, so I'll get a new gasket and I'll get that sorted and then think about what I'll do with this car next, shipping her on or keeping her, but we'll see. Right, anyway, my name's Craig, I'm waffling on, I'm exhausted. See you guys soon. Toodaloo, take care.